What's up, everybody? Good morning. Welcome to a noisy Tuesday edition of Morning Scone, presented by Brock, Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic, Hudco Roofing, HudcoRoofing.com. Hope your Tuesday is off to a great start. I'm not sure if y'all can hear that, but the crew that's finishing up our outdoor kitchen is they're replacing a brick in the ground where a post was. They're covering it with tile. And so it's very loud for me. I don't know if y'all can hear that. I'm assuming you can. That will make it a little better, but I was trying not to have the door closed because of Drew. But anyway, hope you're having a great morning. Got there in the title. Boutte done for the year. Not unexpected. Told it's an ankle fracture, so but not unexpected, but very disappointing, obviously. So Tigers will go the rest of the way without their best receiver and arguably their best offensive player. Not ideal when you're facing what LSU's facing, obviously. And I know everyone's asking. I'm looking at the comments already. A lot of people are asking. About Orgeron and his future, and that was obviously a big part of the conversation, the show on Tuesday or on Monday, and I do believe that it's going to happen before the season ends, and I think it could happen after the. I think it could happen after the Florida game if they lose and it's ugly again. And I think this goes beyond Scott Woodward now. I believe that the new president, Tate, is ready to make a move, and I think it's going to happen. There are some things contractually, and I did take a look at Ed Orgeron's contract last night again. There are some things contractually that could delay it by about 10 days or so. And that could be what's happening. But and that would explain a lot, actually. But I'll just tell y'all. So in his contract, if you're going to terminate for cause, you have to provide written acknowledgement that that's happening. LSU would have to inform Ed Orgeron in writing. And then Ed has 5 days to reply with an appeal, at which point LSU would issue its final decision, at which point Ed Orgeron has 5 days to request an in-person meeting with the president. So if all of that happens according to that timeline, 10 days, 10, 11 days, thereabouts, is what would be contractually obligated to that scenario. So that could explain why, after the Kentucky loss, if those wheels got set in motion, perhaps. All right, let's say some good mornings here. Michael Spazale, Jason Truax, Brandon DeVille is today the day they fire out. I don't know why you said LOL, but again, sifting through the contract, that could be the reason why there's the delay. Glenda Blanchard, John Hilburn, Lowell Cormier, good morning. Reagan Lee. Morning, Matt. So is it settled he'll finish the season? I do not believe so, Reagan. I do not believe he'll finish the season. Brian Arsenault, Bobby Otten, good morning. Chad Gremion, Craig Duga, who's playing with the personal massager. Y'all just may hear a hum. It's loud for me. Blake DeVilliers, does Orgeron stay on staff as defensive line coach? No shot. Someone called AFR yesterday and asked that question. There's just absolutely no chance, especially if you're going to fire someone for cause. You're not going to keep him on staff in any capacity. There's a better chance of Ed Orgeron being an analyst or defensive line coach at Bama. Jaron Thomas, good morning. Is he gone yet? Sarah Johnson, good morning. Brian Jones, Orgeron on T-Bob show sound like an idiot right now. Oh, there he's in. I don't know what he's saying. Tony Cortello, update on Stingley. Isn't it funny, though? All that conversation about Orgeron has basically made everyone forget that Stingley is injured and unlikely to return. John Gruden's available. Yeah, I think John Gruden's career is over. Zach Lee, morning, Matt. Let's look at some positive this morning. Got any stats on the baseball scrimmages from this past weekend? I haven't seen any. I have not seen any stats, Zach, and I know I say this every year, but I never get to pay attention at all to fall ball. I mean, when they're out there scrimmaging on a Saturday, it's a full work day for me on game day. It's the busiest days for me. So the first time I get to watch LSU baseball every year is the opener, because then they practice during the season. They practice while I'm on AFR, so I never get to see the team until they play their opener. So let's see, Craig. How soon do the delusional fans accept the fact he's one of us, but he's gone? Side question: how soon do those same delusional fans ask if there's a chance to recruit? Yeah. So John Gruden won't be the LSU coach if they're looking for a scandal-free hire. But Craig, like I said, man, when Ed was hired, you had about 20% of the fan base that was gung-ho, all on board, one of us, that whole thing. You have 60%, the majority, that were in the middle, that were like cautiously optimistic. Like, yeah, this could work. CEO, hire great assistants, recruit, this could work. And then there were the other 20% were like me. They were like, you hired who? And the 20 way over here that were staunchly, in support of the hire are likely still where they are, saying he deserves more time or whatever. It's hard to convince. It's the 60 that have all come this way with me. Hey, Dad, good morning. Michael Kleber, good morning. John Bro, I have every confidence Scott Woodward will make a great hire. So far, he's 2 for 2 with Mulkey and Johnson. Yeah, man. Yeah, John. He takes big old uppercuts for the fences, doesn't he? He'll do fine. Christian Colson, morning, Matt. Remember before we all jumped on the O bandwagon? Can't say we weren't warned. Urban's glad the news cycle moved on from him. It is a truth about the news cycle, Craig, is that just wait it out. As tempting as it is to say something or anything, it's better to lay low, let everybody do their public vomit, and then the angry mob will move on to something else. Chris Keller, morning, Scone. Glad Terrio was wrong about the Red Sox. What happened? I don't know what he was wrong about. Brian Jones, I see people mentioning Gruden. His career is over. He'll never coach again. I tend to agree, Brian. I don't know how you come back from this. Chewy, good morning. Ordered some oysters from Austin. 2 can't wait. Bayou Carlin, I would hope, is... Oh, from Austin. You live in Austin. Got it. Thank you, Chewy. I appreciate that. So the Bayou Carlin Oyster Company, sponsoring the Scone and Tea podcast. Shucked and buttered, delivered right to your door. You just pop them on the grill or in the oven. BayouCarlinOysterCo.com. Use the code Scone and Tea to save 15%. Thank you, Chewy. Samuel Merrifield, Matt, you feel such things like Title IX, events like Gruden's email comments, blackball them for further jobs. Oh, yeah. Dale Laborde, Lee Lattimore, Kelly Gross, Amy Hyde, Ricky Lambert, Sanama High. Ricky, you got to get your own thing, bro. That don't exactly roll off the tongue. Plus, y'all ain't been relevant in a long time, dog. It was fun whenever I played a Catholic. Sanama was okay. They ain't been good in a long time, though, bro. Sean Berthelot, Matt, if you're Scott Woodward, who's your top 3 coach? I've given you that, Sean. I've given you 4 names that have been mentioned to me. Lane Kiffin, Bill O'Brien, Luke Fickell, James Franklin. I'm not saying that's the extent of the list. I'm not saying that's the top of the list. But I'm telling you, those are the 4 names that I have been given, starting with the Monday after the UCLA game. Brian Jones, what happened to Coy Moore? He was, buried on the depth chart, but he was working some at running back last week at practice. Charlie Cavell, Stephen Miller, good morning. Brooke Bordeaux, newsflash. Yesterday was one of the team's best Monday practices. I don't know what else you want to say. Steven, who you fired up to Coach Franklin? Like, who would I want to coach? I think any of the four that I've mentioned would do really well. Then again, like, I guess I've watched, with Les and Ed each win natties. I just think whoever comes in could do really well. Caleb Bernard, part of the 60 most are, Caleb. Let me jump over here to YouTube, smash the like button. Appreciate y'all for watching. Gonna be a quick show today. I gotta get Drew up and rolling. Tim Gotro, Joey Vincent, Jordan McNeese, Tad Page, Bubba Tatum. What was the events that happened after the game Saturday night you mentioned momentarily on AFR, some related to Coach O? I said last week during the week. There have been rumors about things that happened after the game, whatever, but I'm not comfortable saying any of it because I don't know if any of it's true. Jesse Brown, good morning with Boutte out. Who do you think will step up? Good question, Jesse. I'm really looking forward to seeing Deion Smith and Malik Neighbors. I was surprised when Ed went through the list yesterday. He didn't mention Trey Palmer, but that was probably just off the top of his head, and it just didn't come to mind. But Deion Smith, Malik Neighbors. Tim Gotro, any word on potential opt-outs? There's always rumors about potential opt-outs, but until you see it, don't know. Mark Allen, Nicholas Cantrell, Derek Cooper, Daniel Boucher. Can't run, and now Boutte out. Be shocked if they score at all some against these defenses. They'll move the ball. They're not going to win many games, but I think they'll win 2 more games. I think they'll beat ULM, and then they'll play a really solid game somewhere along the way and maybe beat Arkansas. Dylan Wisley, hey Matt. Now with the head coach job open in Vegas, do you think we'll see Joe Brady there next season? It's a really good chance, Dylan. I'm fairly confident, talking to people who cover the NFL pretty closely, that Brady getting interviews last year was sort of the preamble to him getting a head coaching job this year. Jason Mobile, how is Cole Tracy? Still doesn't have a job. Leg strength, Jason. That's always been the thing. And look, even after Cole finished up at LSU in 2018, I mean, I said it then, and a lot of people didn't want to hear it, but it's true. Cole made his long that year against Miami was maybe 51 yards. I want to see if it's 2 yards. And he hit the crossbar, if you remember, and it went in. You gotta be able to hit from 60 in the NFL, and you gotta be able to kick off, and it's just a leg strength thing. Eric Waterwater, morning Matt. Curious, what are the mechanics of a college buyout? I.e., in the NFL, all guaranteed money put into escrow, released to the player upon release. Is this similar? No, Eric. So a lot of that can be negotiated. My assumption is it will be negotiated, as LSU's likely going to fire Ed Orgeron for cause and try to negotiate a smaller buyout. The question is, will Ed accept a negotiated lesser buyout? And he may not. He may fight the whole thing. It is written in his contract how he's paid and what increments over what amount of time. I'm not looking at it right now to remember off the top of my head, but it would be paid out. Like, certain amount of it would be due immediately, and then the rest of it would be due in increments over time. Wrap in batches. Derek Cropper, good morning. Do you think we offer the Penn State coach after the season? James Franklin is definitely on the list. Pat Usman, Kirk Taylor, good morning. Good morning. Wizzy, morning Matt. Do you think Lane Kiffin would make LSU contenders for landing Arch? Actually, Wizzy, I think the exact opposite. My understanding is that the primary reason Arch Manning does not have Ole Miss high on his list is Lane Kiffin. Just listen to the OTB interview. Everything is fine. O said for the 7th week in a row. LSU had their best practice of the year again yesterday. I don't know what else you wanted to say. I mean, I get it. He gets it. It's what it is. Oh, yeah. Follow LSU Baseball Data on Twitter to get stats for fall ball. Who had Chucky fired before Urban? Tim Gotro, day I found out Ed was hired, I was at an outlet mall in Foley, Alabama, sitting on a bench, nearly in tears. A group of Bama fans walked by, offered their condolences. Hand to God, true story. Scone, you should do a demonstration about the oyster sponsor for that new outdoor kitchen. Not a bad idea, Kirk. Okay, I'll do it. Damon Hinderberger, Rhett Crouch. Monday practice are literally a walkthrough. That's true. Juan, what's up, man? Chet Buxton. Do you think the comments Gruden made are deserving of the punishment he's been given? Well, what I heard last night on Monday Night Football, Rapping Batches, is that they've uncovered a series of emails with racial and homophobic language as a consistent theme throughout. Like, come on, bro. Even with all these kickers missing extra points, yes, you have, because there are other kickers that are accurate that have bigger legs. Ross Meir, morning, Matt. If it was your decision and money not an object, who would you hire? Nick Saban. Let's see. He had the Rays to win the World Series. They lost last night to the Sox. Ontario had the Rays. That's right, he had the Rays win the World Series. But then like a month ago, he told me it'd be the White Sox. So. Richie Bird, I was in the 20% that supported the hire. Even the 20% could see it's no longer working. Okay, y'all. I hate to do this, but I think I got to go. And I'm sorry it's a short show today. I got started a few minutes late, but Drew's backpack's beeping. I got to get him up and get him to school. So, Locked on LSU coming up today at 3. Coming up today. AFR at 3. Y'all please subscribe. Facebook, like the page, share the post. YouTube, smash the like button. Thank you so much. Sorry to make this such a short show, but we will be around. Brock, Hudco, Brock Rock and Wine, October 30th. Tickets brortho.com, hudcoroofing.com, hudcoroofing.com. Okay, y'all have an awesome day. We'll catch you for Locked on LSU coming up here in a few hours. Peace.